Hi everyone. All right, we're doing Queer Church Tuesday because yesterday was a holiday and I decided to also take it. Plus, it was the Gemini new moon, and we are still very much in the pull that still very much shapes our week. So, we're going to talk more about the Gemini new moon. But for now, let's just take a moment and arrive and feel for a minute. Today, we're going to start with some gratitude in our reading, a great kind of Gemini hack for perspective. And really, the focus of this Queer Church is thinking about and giving you an opportunity to reflect on what are some of the goals that you're trying to achieve that aren't actualizing or aren't coming together because they're just not the right goals at this time, or maybe they're not the right goals meant for us. So Gemini kind of gives us that opportunity, gives us time to think one way and then think the other way. So we're going to start that with a gratitude practice. I'm going to use a reading from, this is Lineages of Change Tarot, taking from the wisdom of Black change makers throughout history. And we're going to use that for our pull at the end, but I wanted to share a little reading from the Nine of Earth to get started. How sweet is that? So Nine of Earth, otherwise known as Nine of Pentacles, or Nine of Coins, in that Earth suit, in that grounding suit, in that intuition moment. And there's a reading in this one by Alexis Pauline Grubbs from Atmosphere. And it's about love and affirmation. So I'm going to read this to you. And as always, I encourage the reading as a time to just relax, to feel read to let whatever words work within this frame stick, and whatever doesn't, float away. And if you want to use this as a moment to ground, as well as a moment to call and recall your energy, as a moment to relax and melt something tense in your body, in your energy, in your mind, please do. Love myself so heavy, so thick, so consistent, that anything comes my way bursts into love. If you want to imagine that for a moment, things coming your way, all bursting in your sphere into love, maybe using a little bit of that pink energy, that pink flow, that rose quartz vibe. Love myself so thick, so consistent, that anything that comes my way bursts into love, as it should, as it should. Because love is my gravity and my air. Love is all that happens here, and here you are. So let's imagine that we are calling the goals that are correct for us, the goals that are right for us right now. And maybe not even goals, maybe just the things, the relationships, the connections, the projects, the things on our mind, whatever it is, whatever coming your way, the ideas are exactly right for you. Here you are. And I'll just read this a few times. Because love is my gravity and my air. Imagining love as that thing that weighs us down to the earth, that grounds us, and also our air, the thing that gives us life. And love is my gravity and my air. Love is my gravity and my air. Love is my gravity and my air. And so it is. So the Gemini new moon, it was yesterday. I shared, it was May 26th. It came at night. I shared about it in some graphics. If you want to learn more, if you want some reflection questions for working with it, you can find them there. If you want the tarot spread for the new moon, that's on my Patreon. And I want to talk a little bit more about it here. Gemini is such an interesting sign. We're in Gemini sun season, and now we have this new moon bringing also our mood and emotions into that same airy place. I'm really fascinated by Gemini season as well, because I feel like Gemini has some of the most sun sign stereotypes. It has some of the most energy of like, no thank you, we are weary, we are thinking of you as two-faced. We are thinking we'll be tricked. And so I think folks that are not present with their Gemini sign, or even if they are and they're maybe hiding it, there's a lot of misinformation. And so I think there's so much opportunity to lean in, to learn from, to play with everything possible. So Gemini is this moon also. It's a very positive new moon. There was many things in the night sky that were supportive of this opportunity, which is why I think we're still kind of feeling it, and it really shaped this week. There's a lot of an idea for harmony and for new perspectives. So I'm going to do something a little unusual. I'm going to share a story here about the Gemini new moon and how it affected me. And take what you will from this. Again, leave the rest. So after the Scorpio full moon about 2 weeks ago, it was also a Monday night, I had a moon meet. I was feeling all energized. I was all jazzed. I came home and almost immediately got like a 2-inch wooden splinter piece in my left foot. And I'm like, what happened? I'm like, what? Why? I'm going through all these things. But after that, I wanted it to feel better, and I realized I went through a lot of my things, which is like, oh, it's fine. I don't need to think about it. But then also kind of circling back on it. I mean, like, I'm in pain. Maybe there's a piece of splinter still in there, and I'm like looking for it, and I'm like digging for it. I'm actually like bringing in like my friends and like bringing in my wife Sharina to be like, can you take a needle to this? Can you take a razor to this? Can you look for this? And we're both like all like circling this problem, digging through this problem until eventually, long story short, just before the Gemini new moon, my wife was like, it's enough already. I'm calling you. I'm making you an urgent care appointment, and you're going. I don't really like going to the doctor. I have not been in years, and that's a thing on what I work on in this lifetime, for a variety of reasons, many childhood rooted. And she's like, you're going. So I go to the doctor, and they're like, there's nothing here. Muscles take time to heal. Like, please wear better shoes and relax. Thank you for going with me through that. If you're still here, I appreciate it. So the idea of that, what I got from that, and what I want to offer as a queer church is, I'm having a little connection problem. But I was so convinced, I was so looking and focused on this problem, I was digging through, that I made it worse. And how much is it like that in our lives, that we're like, this is the thing I'm circling, this is the thing I want an answer on, this is the thing that's keeping me from happiness, from being in my body, from being, at peace, from success, from whatever it is. And if I just look at this problem and I focus on it and I dig into it, I'm going to get to the other side. Right? And Gemini has this incredible way to help us really see more so. I am now re-looking at my connection I'm in the system now for healthcare, and I'm like, why have I been avoiding this? And I'm on a journey there. I'm also thinking about and want to offer, what might you be focusing on? What is a problem or a challenge or a stress or an anxiety in your life that you're maybe focusing on so much so that it can't get better? That if we just rested and healed and gave it a moment, it might all be more clear. And this is an incredible moment for it, because Gemini has, again, both not only just 360 perspective, but also the mortal and the immortal, the ether twin perspective. So it's what's here and also what's above. What is the energetic meaning? What is the spiritual meaning? What's going to happen at the end of your life when you look back here in that perspective? So Gemini has all of that opportunity for you. And how could you choose patience and maybe trust with the solution to lean into Gemini's perspective to do something different? So all of that to say, thanks for flowing with that. And let's take a moment as we close of our card pull for you to investigate while we're here, while the energy is strong. What is on your heart? What has been weighing on your mind? What has been draining your energy? What has been hurting in your body? What have you been focusing on? Perhaps so much so, and in one linear way, that the solution feels impossible. What in your life might benefit from a new perspective? And then we'll let that go and we will ask for a message, knowing that we're all on our own journeys with the Gemini new moon, knowing that we're all kind of rethinking our own challenges, creating new opportunity for perspective shifts. What do we need to hear this week? What's going to help us and our spirits, our energies? Woo! So we've got Ace of Earth. We got a lot of Earth today, a lot of Pentacles. So this is a moment, a seedling in our grounding. How can you start fresh in what is grounding you? How can you start fresh and plant a new seed of intention for working with your intuition, trusting your body, trusting your gut, moving a little bit away from head and lists, even as we lean into the airiness of Gemini? How do you use this moment to really reconnect to your gut, your roots, and your intuition? Best of luck with that. And I will continue it on my end. And I will see y'all next week.